Welcome everyone, and thank you very much for joining us for the European Online Job Day today. My name is Martin Leitner and I'm a EURES advisor for Austria. I'm located in the beautiful city of Graz in the province called Styria or Steiermark in German, which is a province pretty much to the south actually, bordering Slovenia. I would like to tell you something about what Austria has to offer job-wise, but also in terms of living and other conditions that we offer here in Austria. And this is what we are going to talk about today, our agenda. I would like to start off with a couple of facts about Austria. So some hard facts, and also some soft facts that you might have known before. Then I would like to give you some impressions of Austria, and I definitely hope that our impressions impress you very much. Then we will get a little bit into business. So I would like to talk about jobs in Austria, but I would also like to talk about the opportunities of internships here in Austria. We do a little bit focus on the tourism industry. Why? Because actually our tourism season will start pretty soon in about a month on the 1st of December in 2024. Then, of course, it's important for you if you would like to work in Austria, you need to know how to apply in Austria. And I would like to tell you also how we as EURES advisors here in Austria can help you to work in Austria and what we actually do for you to support you, basically. Last but not least, social security and taxes. I know it's not the most, it's not really a topic that everybody likes to talk about because it's sometimes really difficult, but it's still very important for you to understand how it's working in Austria, and also it's important for your financial planning if you make it to Austria. So let's dive right in now. Let's see some facts about Austria. I'm pretty sure you know it, but our capital city is Vienna, and we got 9 different provinces that are really different one to each other. We got 84,000 square kilometers of size basically, and got 9 million inhabitants with the official language German. The official language German, everybody knows German of course, but we are talking in dialects. That means, for example, me living in Graz, Steiermark, sometimes do not really understand people living in the very western part of Austria, and vice versa, basically. But at the end of the day, everybody can speak German. Fun facts about Austria. Well, we got nearly 50% of our country covered by forests. So if you like forests, Austria is the place to be, definitely. In addition to that, we get 62% of our country covered by the Austrian Alps. So if you like mountaineering, if you like skiing, again, Austria would be the place to be. Also, if you're into history, and well-preserved history, we got a lot to offer. We got 103 preserved castles, and we got 368 very well-preserved ruins. Just imagine what those walls could tell you about our rich history. Another point is that we are basically nestled within, or in the heart of Europe. Basically, we are the heart of Europe. We are bordering, or we're sharing borders with 8 different countries: Germany, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Hungary, Italy, Switzerland, Slovenia, and Liechtenstein. So it's 8 countries. Just to give you a glance, from my city, from Graz, I can reach Budapest, the capital city of Hungary, within 3 hours. I can reach Trieste in Italy within 3 hours. I can reach Piran at the seaside in Slovenia within 3 hours. I can reach the seaside in Croatia within 3 hours. I can reach Bratislava within 2 hours and a half, maybe. I could go on like this, basically. So just to give you an imagination of how close everything is next to us here in Austria. As I said, we are basically the heart of Europe. As promised, I'm trying to impress you now, so stay focused, please. So I'm trying to impress you with some impressions of Austria. I think everybody is thinking about mountains when it comes to Austria. That's why I put the first picture are the mountains. But actually, you shouldn't actually forget about our lawns and meadows that we have, especially in southern Austria. We get a lot of vineyards, we get fantastic wines, and it's actually called the Little Tuscany or the Styrian Tuscany sometimes. It's an amazing place where you can come down, relax, and get back to power, basically. Of course, we do have the hustle and bustle of bigger cities. You can see the picture on the top in Vienna, the beautiful old town, but also each vibrant part of the city offers its contrary. As you can see on the lower picture here, our very old and very well preserved museums, castles, and like it's definitely worth seeing it. And also, we shouldn't forget about the capital cities of our provinces. As you can see in the top picture here, it's the golden Dackel, the golden roof of the capital city Innsbruck of province Tyrol, an amazing city that you basically have to visit. Or the birthplace of Mozart on the picture just below, the beautiful city of Salzburg, together with the magnificent fortress Salzburg. But there is other very prominent destinations, as you can see in the picture above. Hallstatt, I guess it's pretty hard to get a picture like this because it's usually full of tourists, but you need to get up very early or go there very late. Then you might have a better chance to get pictures or a view like this, basically. To the contrary, my city, the city called Graz, very southern part of Austria, the capital city of the province Styria, is also a very beautiful city, and it's basically, to me, it's a hidden gem. It's not really touristic, but still very beautiful and absolutely worth going to. As you can see, there is a black building on the very top of the picture. We're trying to put art or new things into our landscapes. The building you can see here is called the Friendly Alien, and it's our house of art located directly in the city center of Graz. When it comes to art, we can be really creative. As you can see in the picture above, sometimes we think about planting forests or at least trees into football pitches. I mean, why not? It's been done by the province Carinthia in their capital city of Klagenfurt. Or sometimes we think about putting our beautiful stages, our beautiful theater stages, in our beautiful lakes, as you can see in the picture below, located in Bregenz, the capital city of Vorarlberg, the very western part of Austria. But at the end of the day, we shouldn't forget about our very best friends, cows and the mammals. The mammals, if you visit Austria, basically you have to see by yourself once. Basically, every Austrian is trying to see a mammal once in their lifetime. They're living very high up the mountains, basically. So you should definitely give it a try. I think it's easier to see a cow here in Austria because we got many cows here in Austria. Good. I think it's not time to get into business. Where are the available jobs in Austria? To be honest, it's quite easy because at the moment there's jobs available basically in every sector. I would like to start with the tourism industry because, as I mentioned, we're trying to focus a little bit on the tourism industry today. If it comes down to the tourism industry, we're not talking about, not only talking about, of course, we're talking about it, but not only about waiters and chefs, and cooks and cleaners, whatever. We're also talking about cable car engineers, for example, or skiing instructors, or things like. So it's a very broad field actually, where you can find very nice jobs. The second sector that is really strong here in Austria is the steel or manufacturing industry. Skilled workers or engineers find it very easy to find a proper job here in Austria in this area. Service industry, retail, whatever, there is a lot of job openings, and every basically skilled worker will have the opportunity to find a job in Austria in this sector. Of course, as it is Everywhere else in Europe, it's the ICT sector. I hope everybody knows the abbreviation. It's information communication technology, especially in bigger cities. It's not only in Vienna, in the capital city, but also, for example, in Linz, for example, in Salzburg, in Innsbruck, and also here in Graz. There is a very strong startup culture, especially in the ICT sector, and those companies are already looking for staff from other countries because there is no more people available in Austria in this industry. The big advantage for you in this sector definitely is that the working language is not German very often, not always, but very often the working language will be English. Unfortunately, in many other sectors, we still got working language German. Thus, without speaking German, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to find a job, to be honest. Then medical sector, I think it's a common problem European-wide. So it's something that we need to think about very closely actually here in Austria, especially when it comes to recognition. We got our own our national standards basically, and if you want to move from somewhere to Austria and want to work in the medical sector, you need to go for recognition period, which takes some time and it's very difficult. Again, you need to speak German at a specific level that needs to be tested, basically. Still, if you like to move to Austria in this sector, I can help you. I can guide you through, or we can guide you basically through recognition procedure and so on. That's absolutely no problem. That's basically our job. And last but not least, transportation and logistics. I think again that's a European-wide problem. We're desperately looking for truck drivers and many other positions in this industry at the end of the day. Jobs in Austria in general. There is one thing I really would like you to know. The wages in Austria are commonly based on the collective agreements. So every industry, basically every sector, got its own collective agreements. So we got a lot of them. We got more than 100 different collective agreements. So whenever you see a job advertisement, it gives you basically, I would say to 95%, it gives you the lowest possible wages because companies do it like this. And also it's written on a monthly basis, not on a yearly basis. And if you want to compare it to other countries, you need to multiply the monthly salary times 14. Why? We get 14 salaries in Austria. It means we get salaries every month. We got an extra salary in July and an extra salary in December, which makes it 14 salaries. So if you compare the salaries, please keep in mind there is going to be 14 of those that I mentioned. But I think it's basically everywhere, but still overpayment is possible, basically nearly everywhere. And it's just a question of negotiation. So it depends on you. How much experience do you have? How good are you prepared for the interview? How good are your negotiation skills and stuff like this? Where do you find those jobs? I would definitely recommend the job platform of the Public Employment System of Austria, of the Arbeitsmarktservice, the AMS. It is called Alle Jobs. In English, it would be all jobs, basically. And it's not just a name. We really try very hard to feature every job that is available in Austria. How do we do it? We basically put all the jobs that we have in our system that employers give to the public employment system. We also include jobs from other job platforms. We use a crawler. Our platform uses a crawler that features basically every job that is available here in Austria. So therefore, it's really a good thing to have a look at it. It's very, very modern, which means you can use it like a Google search. So you don't have to look for the specific job itself, but you can use for special competencies or special tasks that needs to be performed in specific jobs or tasks that you like. You can just insert in the search engine, and they will give you jobs that basically show those tasks or those competencies that you just inserted. Also, as a matter of fact, I would definitely recommend the EURES portal. each and every single position that is actually posted in the public employment system is also available in the EURES portal. How to apply? I think really important thing actually. Of course, you need a CV, but in Austria, it's pretty common that our CVs are together with a basically passport-sized picture of you. I know it's not mandatory, but your chances are increasing. I realized myself by trying to place candidates from all over Europe here in Austria. If there is CVs without a picture, it's harder to get a job than as it is for CVs with having a picture on the CV directly. How about a letter of application or a letter of motivation? It depends. I mean, let's give an example. Maybe if you are a factory worker for the last 20 years, but now you want to switch the sector into a winter season in the tourism industry here in Austria, then it might be clever to do a motivational letter, just to make the company or the employer understand why you want to change, why you want to do it, and why you do it. At the end of the day, if you're like a waiter for the last 20 years and you want to be a waiter in Austria, it's not really necessary. Certificates, or like, I mean, I wouldn't actually recommend sending it on the spot. However, if you get into the second stage of the recruiting process, then it might be good to have them or to send them again, or they will ask you. But I wouldn't send them in the first place. Your CV also shouldn't be too long because nobody reads through it, to be honest. So we suggest a maximum length of 2 pages for a CV. Again, for a CV, really important, last things first. What do I mean by that? If you worked the last 2 years as a bartender, then you should write it at the beginning of your CV, and then you go basically backwards in history of your working career or your academic career or education or whatever. But last things always comes first to make it easier for recruiters or for employers to read your CV. Working conditions, I emphasize a little bit on the tourism industry. However, it basically goes along also with other sectors. In Austria, we call a full-time job 40 hours per week. That means 8 hours a day and 5 days per week. Especially in the tourism industry, it is also possible to agree on 48 hours per week, but it would be overtime and will be paid extra 50%, as I've mentioned here in the slide. Important to know, social insurances are included. What do I mean by that? Health insurance, accident insurance, pension insurance, and unemployment insurance is covered, and you don't have to do anything. It's all done by the employer, who is basically giving this necessary money to the specific institutions here in Austria. The same goes with the tax, actually, so you don't have to care about those things. Internships, again, a little bit focused on the tourism industry. Who can apply? Directly at us, at EURES. Requirements: you need to be 18 years of age. Anything younger is a little bit difficult. We don't really do it, so you need to be 18, otherwise we cannot really help you. Best thing is if you're a student in a tourism school or a tourism university and you have some German skills. Makes it easier for you. Periods that are possible for internships, it's basically totally different. It depends actually on your school. All employers are pretty flexible. They know how to handle people from abroad. They made experiences already with students from other countries. It could be from 6 weeks up to 3 months, sometimes even 6 months. It totally depends. But usually it's either in the summer season or in the winter season, from June to September, or maybe from December to March in the winter season. It depends also on the specific area that the hotel or the employer is in. Some more facts. What is really important and what is actually, especially in Austria, every internship in Austria is paid for, and also all the insurances included, as if you would be a professional worker. So there is no difference. Of Of course, the wages are a little bit lower, but still you get the wages and you also get all those health, accident pension, and unemployment insurances together. We only work together with companies that offer free accommodation and free meals for the students or for the interns. So you don't have to worry about accommodation, you don't have to worry about food, and you're getting paid. Very important, but this point will be explained a little bit later again, is the Austrian insurance card. We call it e-card. It is really important if you need to go to the doctor's place or whatever. You always need the card. And again, here, you don't have to do anything because it's done by the employer. He basically registers at the specific institution that is responsible for it, and you're getting sent the card by post within the first 2 weeks or within the first week of your stay, basically. In addition to that, if you do internships via or EURES, you're being supported on site by our EURES advisors here in Austria. What do I mean by that? For example, we, especially for students, we try to pick the students up from the nearest train station to the hotel, if it's not done by the hotel itself, because very often hotels are doing it themselves. If they don't do it, or if they cannot do it, then we try to send somebody that picks you up from the airport or actually the train station, whatever comes first, and bring you directly and personally to the hotel. Makes it easier to arrive in a foreign destination, I would say. In addition to that, if you have issues or troubles while working already here in Austria, you can always contact us and always get in touch with us. We can try to find a solution. And if you, of course, we're trying to find solutions first, but if we cannot find a solution, in the worst case, we need to find a new employer for you. Some advantages about seasonal work I'd like to mention, especially in the tourism industry. There's many jobs available, as I mentioned before. I don't want to get into that anymore too deep, but it's the kitchen area, it's the service area, it's housekeeping, reception, and furthermore, there are many positions where it's possible to work as a seasonal worker, basically. The advantages are the salaries are basically above average because you're only working for a certain period of time. It's as the name says it, it's a seasonal employment. Many people are trying out winter season there, summer season there, and just find the right place for them to be. So it's a very nice opportunity actually to find out what is the right thing for me, what's the right hotel, what's the right place, what's the right area, whatever. It's a very good chance to do so. And also, you shouldn't forget about this, if you really like it, there's always the opportunity for a permanent position here in Austria. Also important to know, well, excellent infrastructure. What do you mean by that? First of all, it's the staff accommodation. Within the last 10 years, basically our hotels rebuilt all the staff accommodation, or many hotels rebuild staff accommodation, which means it's not anymore those bunk bedrooms or whatever. It's shared apartment or an apartment, so you have your own kitchen, maybe you have one person living with you. You get your own bathroom and stuff like this, so it's pretty up to modern standards. Also, there is a medical treatment pretty nearby. No matter where you are, there is hospitals nearby. Then in case something happens, you're pretty much secure. You're getting benefits. It's actually not only for seasonal work, but also for seasonal work. You get, for example, if you're in a skiing destination, you will get your free skiing passes, or if you are in summertime, in the summer season, in the mountain area, basically, you will get also the free tickets for the cable cars to explore the whole area. You get free meals, and you have the possibility to work together with a lot of different, or with many different cultures and nationalities. As mentioned before, I can show it to you here. It's the e-card. It's really important for us. What is important with working contracts here in Austria? In Austria, it is also legally okay if you have a verbally agreed upon contract. I wouldn't recommend doing it. Some employers might asking you doing so. I wouldn't do it actually. It's always better to have it in written form. Honestly, most of our employers do it in written form anyway to be safe on their side, but still, just to let you know, it's actually also possible in a verbal form. As mentioned before, the salary are based on the collective wage agreements and differ from company to company, not only from company to company, from sector to sector, basically. We get our monthly income 14 times a year. We get 5 weeks of paid holidays a year, and you are covered with health, accident pension, and unemployment insurance, which is really working well here in Austria. As mentioned, last but not least, taxes in Austria. It's boring stuff. I know myself. I don't really like it. I think nobody likes paying tax, but still, taxes need to be paid. But I don't have to take care of it because it's being done automatically again. So they're deducted automatically from your wages and delivered to the correct institution by the employer. We have a progressive tax system here in Austria. That means if you earn below 12,000 euros a year, you don't pay taxes at all. From 12 to 20,000 euros a year, you pay 20%, and so on and so forth. So, which means it's made so the government is trying to help people that earn less because they're not taxed that much anymore. Also, one point that I would definitely highlight, and I would definitely tell you to do if you do a season or a work placement here in Austria, do the tax equalization in always the following year. You can do it online at finanzonline.bmf.gv.at. It's really important because otherwise you would leave some money behind. It's not something that I would recommend you. Okay. And last but not least, again, what has EURES Austria has to offer for you? We, in the first place, assist in finding jobs for you. Basically, we match your skills with skills required by the companies. We give you information about living and working in Austria. We give you assistance while you're working in Austria. So we don't only do it for interns, we also do it for professional workers. And also support you when it comes to an end with your contract. What do I mean by that? For example, if you're getting fired or whatever, then we try to help you find a new job. Or if your contract is over and there is no possibility to prolong your contract at your current employer, then we will try to find a new employer for you. Also, for example, if you worked in Carinthia and you now want to go to Vorarlberg or to Salzburg, then we will help you to find a job in the other province of Austria. Good. I think that's basically it. If you got questions, please feel free to ask them afterwards. And all I can say is thank you very much for listening. It's been a great pleasure for me, and I hope to see you very soon in Austria.